Welcome back to the Aldo Sweet Road of the show. This is episode 7 of the series, and we are hopping straight into a game. As you can see, Aldo's been slumping his last 4 games. He's hitting 3 for 19, and we're here in the bottom half of the second. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Here comes the 1-1, as Aldo takes this one opposite way down the right field line, as that's going to score 1 runner. The second runner is at third base. He will hold up there, so that's a 1 RBI double for Aldo Sweet. And that game, he only goes 1 for 4, where he does pick up that double, 1 run and 1 RBI, and the Clippers beat the Indians by a score of 7-5. Putting on some attributes after that game as well, some into contact versus righties, and some into contact versus lefties. So then in the field here in the next game, turning a 6-4-3 double play on the guy at first base, who's apparently slow as molasses down the line. And that comes up later in the game in the bottom half of the third. Runners on the corners, 1 out. 1-0 count on Aldo. Tie game at 1. Aldo hitting from the right-handed side of the plate. Here comes the pitch. Some showtime hitting. And that looks to be right down the middle. Aldo's taking that one to deep left center field. It's back at the track, and it's over the wall. Home run, Aldo Sweet. Home run, 3 RBI home run. 409 feet. Apparently Aldo's got the power to hit 400 footers now. As that will put the Columbus Clippers in the lead. It's 4-2 here, as Aldo's in the field turning a 4-6-3 double play. Throw to first base was a bit high, but he's able to reach up there and snag that one. So now he comes up later in the game. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a home run back in the third. It's the bottom half of the 8th, nobody on, 2 out. Here comes the 0-0. First pitch of the at-bat is taken into the right center field gap. That'll land and roll all the way up against the wall as the center fielder gets to it, and Aldo is not stopping at second. He's burning through those bases. He gets into third base. Throw goes to the plate, and he's got himself a triple. Slides for some style points. So after that game, he goes 2 for 5 with a home run and a triple, and they beat the Indians by a score of 5-4. Putting on some attributes here into contact versus righties and contact versus lefties yet again. And now we come up in the next game, bottom 4th. Runners on first and second, 1 out, 1-1 count, up 2-0. Here comes the pitch, as that's taken to the right center field gap. That'll land, and that'll also roll up against the wall. 1 run comes in. Here comes the second runner. He's rounding third, heading home, and he's in there before the throw, as Aldo has himself a 2 RBI double. Drives in all the runners as he clears the bases of that one. So he comes up later on in the game. He's 1 for 3 with a double. 0-2 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Columbus up 6-0, as Aldo's taking this one into right center field yet again. Looks like he likes to go there in this episode, as Aldo's going to head into second base standing up with an easy double. And he has 2 extra base hits in this game, as after that one, he went 2 for 5 with 2 doubles and 2 RBI on the day, and the Clippers beat the Indians by a score of 6-3. So now another game against the Indians. They're down 2-0 here, as it's a 1-1 count, nobody on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th, I think that is. And here comes the pitch, showtime hitting, and Aldo's taking that one right back up the middle into center field. That'll be a little single there, hard hit ball for Aldo, as he extends his little hit streak he has going on. And here in the top half of the 8th, 1 man on, he charges the ball, and Aldo fires across the diamond, just barely gets the runner on that one. Great reaction, good throw decision. All around good play. So now 5-2 is the score. Columbus in the lead. Nobody on. 1 out. Full count here in the bottom half of the 8th. And Aldo's learning to walk again. I believe I've waited long enough. Where do I begin? Anyway, so he goes 1 for 3 on that day with a walk as well. A single and a walk, like I said. And now he's coming up as he's turned his average around. As you see, the last 4 games he's played, he's hitting .353. So I think it's safe to say the slump is over, as he comes up here against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders, and he takes that one into center field for a little bit of a single there, extends the hitting streak again. And he comes up later on, bottom half of the third. 1 on, 1 out, 3-1 count to Aldo. Down 2-0 here to Scranton Wilkes-Barre, as he's learning to walk again, yet again. And that's his second walk in 2 games. So they're down 4-0 here. 1 on, 2 outs. Runners on second now. 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch in the bottom half of the 5th. And some showtime hitting from Aldo, as he takes that one up the middle. Hard hit ground ball in the center field. Runner from second is going to score as the throw is not in time. That's an RBI single for Aldo Sweet, picking up some more RBIs, which is always a good thing. So he's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles and a ribby. Comes up here in the bottom half of the ninth. Runner on first, 1 out, full count as he's learning to walk again for the second time this game. At the end of that game, he is 2 for 3 on the day with a RBI and, was it 2 walks or 1 walk? I think it was 2 walks. I'm pretty sure it was 2 walks. We do lose the game 8-5. Come up here in the next game against Scranton Wilkes-Barre, tied up here in the bottom half of the first. Full count, nobody out, nobody on. Here comes the pitch, as that's going to be taken down the right field line. Flip the bat and everything. It's over the right field fence. Just barely fair. Aldo Sweet connects with a home run as he makes it a 1-0 Columbus Clippers lead over the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. 393 feet on that one. Top half of the fourth here in the field. That's a 4-6-3 double play turned by Aldo. Nice player. Nice play on the defensive side of the field there. Now 1 for 3 comes up later on in the game, bottom half of the 8th. Columbus up 2-1, 1 out, nobody on. 2-0 count. Here it comes as Aldo's taking that one up the middle with the Showtime hitting for a nice little single yet again. Does some weird animation where he just steps in the bag, doesn't run through it, doesn't turn the bag or anything. And the Columbus Clippers do end up dropping that game 3-2, though. Aldo goes 2 for 5, and here we're putting some attributes into fielding and durability. And that's pretty much going to wrap things up here for this episode of the Aldo Sweet Road to the Show. I did not have too much recording for this time period that I played, so it's only going to be about a 7-minute episode. So that's going to wrap things up here. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
Scared in case I fall.